Hey everybody, welcome to Mr. Right. I'm David Sponheim, and because I'm trying to do the right thing, I'm going to give you some advice on how you can actually save your life. Now, if you're traveling around the world and or maybe you're just a person watching from around the world, you're going to be around a lot of 5G radiation, and there's going to be field radiation coming from almost every signal out there in your field of access wherever you are. Now, we've got big problems with 5G radiation coming. And one of the things that I'm going to try to work on is getting you guys aware of all the dangers that are out there. Now, microwaves have been around a long time, and we're extremely lucky to have a low energy solution to heat up our food. But like any heat source, it will take vitamins out of your food. So that's one side effect. But the big side effect about microwave ovens is that they actually create field radiation. And if you're standing next to it, you can actually be exposed. It can affect your DNA. And top epidemiologists and scientists have concluded that if you're standing near it, a microwave could change your blood pressure and your EKG ratings. So do we really have to wait 30 to 50 years to get warnings about these things? Apparently we do. And I'm here as Mr. Right to give you some solutions to what you need to do when dealing with electromagnetic frequency radiation. Now, it's a big issue because the 5G radiation system out there that they're putting in, the 5G communication system, I call it the radiation system because it's literally a microwave weapon, and it could easily be weaponized. Now, 3G and 4G were perfectly fine. We all had good connectivity. Our cell phones, I've got a 4G cell phone I picked up for $19.99. I mean, it's amazing how cheap these things are, but we're taking for granted what we're doing here with these things. And if we put them near our ear, they actually put out a lot of pulse field radiation that can affect your brain, can even cause brain cancer, according to experts in the field. So what I recommend is always using speakerphone at a distance. We're going to take a look at the field radiation putting out from this because I've got a meter, and I'm going to show you that. This is an EMF meter that has all the capabilities that I need to analyze radio frequencies, any radiation detection, minor from field radiation, not from uranium, but from the electrical symbol, all this noise that we're getting. So I'm going to turn that on. You hear a little beep that's starting up. It's the EMF 390. Now I'm going to analyze just the radiation right in front of me right now and look at that. We're looking at about 1.1 EMF rating. If you can see that. That's typical for walking around the house. If you're driving on the highway, it's like 3.5 all the way up to 8 or 9, depending on the electrical lines that are near you. And that's coming from that's the central number right at the bottom. And that's pretty low. Now, if you're looking at radiation from just the signal I have from the Wi-Fi connection, which I have connected right now, we're going to take a look at that directly, and we're going to build an EMF cage for under $1. That's right. We're going to build an EMF cage or a shield for under $1. Now, I use wire, aluminum wire, which is typically available at a hardware store. I got 2 yards of this for $1.39 a yard, so under $1 was all we're going to use. We're going to cut some of that out, and I'm going to show you how to staple it together. But first, I'm going to check the electromagnetic frequency radiation from a microwave oven. Yeah. Now, I'm going to, first of all, fill up my cup of coffee. Pour some of that in there. Now, typically, I like my coffee hot. And if it's not hot, I really don't like it that much. It's like, okay, well, it's coffee. And if you have no coffee, you need something coffee, especially if you're, into caffeine, and which is perfectly fine because there's no serious side effects from caffeine, unless of course you're overdosing it on it, like drinking some major drink over and over again. That's not good, but coffee in general is very good for you. I'm going to stick this in the microwave, and let's see if I can grab the camera and kind of go mobile here. Put this over here. Got a microwave here. Set that up. I think I need a little cleaning here. I just noticed some smudges, but that's the least of my worries. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. I'm going to say 3 minutes. I'm going to test the radiation around it. Oh, wow, that's hot. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So you got to walk around 4 or 5 feet away to get normal 1.5 ratings. Actually, I'm having to go even farther. Let's see. Yeah, I've got to be about 8. I've got to be about 8 feet away. So if you get close to that microwave, you're going to see a hot spot. See how it starts to beep? See that? Really bad. It just starts to beep, and you got to stay away from it. And it's really bad if you see EMF radiate. So I'm standing over here. Let me position the camera again. Well, and welcome to my kitchen, by the way. I have a cooking show on YouTube. And if you want to watch it, it's on every Thursday live. And you can catch it at @ThirdParty, which is my Twitter account. We also upload it to my YouTube account, which is youtube.com/DavidJohnSponheim. So I'm gonna stand over here, and I'm getting a normal rating at about 8 feet away. When I get closer to it, 2.2, it doubles and triples. When I get within 4 feet of it, it's doubling and tripling that number. So we're talking about serious exposure if you're near a microwave. Now the 5G is actually worse than this. And there's a video out there that I play on our show that shows you a guy doing the same thing I'm doing. And he puts it next to his window. He was at a hotel in Lake Tahoe where they're just installing the 5G network, and he put it next to his window, and wow, it was actually more than a microwave. Okay, so I have to stand over here for the completion of this, but I'm holding my cell phone up, and I'm putting it close to the unit, and man, my RF frequencies are going through the roof. Wow. That cell phone is just ramping up my RF frequencies, not my electromagnetic frequencies, but my RF frequencies. It's unbelievable. Wow. Okay, so this right here in my hand, my cell phone, is putting out a massive amount of RF frequencies. It's blinking even. So you have to hold it at least that far away from your body when you talk to people to not have any RF frequencies to speak of. So arm's length to talk to people with the speakerphone on. Okay, so I'm going to get my coffee in just about 12 seconds here. Hang on. Now, this is kind of a funny video. I've decided to put a bow tie on for today, but we're doing some pretty interesting stuff, and you're going to see how you can make a Faraday shield for under $1. Okay. The microwave is off, and when I go to touch it, it doesn't seem to spike. So the signal is pretty much off. Once that microwave is off, it's pretty much, safe. But when it's not, it spikes. Now let me show you this reading here when I get with a cell phone near it. Here's a standard cell phone. You're going to see, now you look at the bottom lower portion of this meter right there. See that? 5.5. Watch what happens when I get close to it. It goes up to 606. Look at that. I don't think you can see that. It just jumped up to 606. Look at that. See that? 671. Look at that. It goes from 0 to 671 when you get it near your head. Okay, so one thing at a time, Dave. I'm going to turn this off because I don't need to call anybody. And again, use the speakerphone if you're calling anybody. I seriously warn everybody, don't get that near your head. I met a guy in 1988. I was at traffic school making up for a ticket and erasing the ticket for my record. And I met this guy, and he had this bandana around his head. And I said, hey, man, what's going on? You know, because we knew about chemotherapy back in the 80s. They were still using chemotherapy, or they were using it to start with back in the 60s. But he was suffering from, no hair because he had some chemotherapy. And I said, what's going on? He said, well, I got a brain tumor, man. And his bandana was on. I got a brain tumor. I got it from my cell phone. I said, really? Because back in 88, we had brick cell phones, right? He said, yeah, me and my buddy, we were making lots of money on Xerox machines. And he looked like he was like really down and out. And I was like, what's going on? Well, we both used the brick phone. We made a lot of money on Xerox machines and everything, selling them, but we're both dying of brain cancer. They literally both died of brain cancer at almost the same time from using that brick phone. Now, I don't know. I didn't follow up on the guy to see if he died, but chances are he did. Brain cancer is terrible. I mean, it's just amazing how many people who have it are even alive. I recommend CBD oil if you do suffer from anything like that. It's very good. And it may even elongate your life. CBD oil is one of those elixirs in life that we're finding out with the legalization of marijuana and cannabis, that it can prevent the damages in our neurons. But we're talking about DNA manipulation of our bodies with all these RF frequencies from microwaves and from cell phones. But there's these Wi-Fi transmitters now that I have, and of course you do too, 5G ones, that you absolutely need a Faraday cage over. So I'm going to take a little coffee break here. Oh, that's great. I've got the EMF meter on, just checking the general field radiation from my screen and from the laptop. And it's not too bad, But man, when you get near a cell phone, that bumps up to 600, 700 in the RF frequency range. And I understand that if you go out to a 5G area, it'll ramp up to 5,000, not 600, 5,000, just standing around a 5G transmitter. So my concern is that these are being weaponized and there's no safety testing being done on the 5G system that is being rolled out right now. Now, that's a serious national security risk. And that's one of the reasons why I've been running for president for a long time against all odds. I'm in my 5th cycle going into 2024, and I can tell you that we need to make people more aware of this because their life depends on it. And I mean everybody around the world, not just in America, because my audience is worldwide. All right. Ironically, coffee kind of calms me down. Well, when you've had 5 cups a day for 35 years like I've had, they say it reduces your prostate cancer risks of 51%. It reduces any type of, it's an antioxidant. So coffee actually is really good for getting rid of free radicals in your body and preventing the breakdown of cells in your body, which is ironic considering most people think coffee is some sort of a bad thing. Okay, so as we head into the holiday period, post-election, we still don't know who is the president in the next cycle, Biden or Trump. And the most horrible corruption has been going on. The FBI refuses to investigate Hunter Biden's laptop, acting like they're the Justice Department, claiming they couldn't win in court. That's absurd. The laptop is perfectly admissible in court. It's in the public domain, as is his account at Pornhub. He uploaded pictures of Malia Obama and, of course, the whole series of young girls and his family. It's just crazy. So then you've got that, and then you've got this rigging that went on in Michigan. 183,399 fake ballots, all of them for Biden. How could anyone come in at 4 a.m. and they have pictures of him coming in with a little red wagon, dropping them off? How could anyone justify all the votes going to Biden? No area in the country would have nothing but Democrats voting for Biden. Yet this particular precinct did, which is a telltale sign of true corruption. It's getting a little beep here. EF just signaled a warning. Let me pull back. Hang on. So I'm actually getting EF radiation just from being a laptop. And that's another thing. If you've got a laptop, you definitely have to worry about it sitting on your lap. And they don't warn you about that. They don't warn you about the laptop issues because they put out radiation in your lap. And we've known people that, you know, went out and got a laptop and went and got their master's degree using the laptop on their lap. And then they died, literally, of uterine cancer, this poor woman we know of. So, I mean, hey, this stuff is really wild. What we're dealing with here is things that have never been told to us to warn us. No public service announcements, no chances for our government to warn us of the dangers of these things. And lo and behold, we're stuck with what to do next. Now, there are cheaper solutions to there are expensive solutions to this, but there are cheaper solutions with the Faraday cages that I'm going to show you. But this is one right here that is an industrial Faraday cage people use for lockers to keep their cell phones safe from radiation. $291. It's just crazy. So no, you simply don't need to spend that when all you need is aluminum wire. All right, so let's go ahead and show you how to do this. I am going to disconnect the battery, or rather the electric line. I'm going to pull the, while I'm recording, I'm going to pull the AC cord out, which probably, of course, gets radiation on your hand. But again, nominal amounts is okay. But if you're regularly around stuff and sitting on your lap or you're holding it next to your head, you're in danger, folks. You are. And I'm going to try to not talk a lot with my hands because we just found out that people that talk with their hands a lot are liars, like Bill Gates. Oh yeah, he uses his hands like all the time talking about how vaccines are going to help you when vaccines are actually a super dangerous risk factor. In fact, vaccines are full of cancer-causing viruses and blood tissue samples from aborted fetal tissue. And I didn't make this up. I mean, CBS News talked about it. It's in the public domain now. People know that they're shooting aborted fetal tissue into people with vaccines. And they have cancer-causing cells in them called HEK293 T cells, which are human embryonic kidney cells, which are highly mutatable. Okay. I'm going to grab the laptop, and we're going to hook up a new camera, too. We're going to do a little assembly over on the work table I have set up. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. I'm going to pivot over here. Let me see if I can grab that meter too, and the screening material. It has a handy little, thank you. It has a handy little cord to hold on to it. And you know, this meter was expensive, but you can get them for as low as $29 on Amazon. So you may want to consider that. All right, let's see what we've got here. Whoa. All right. Cool. Get my meter and just need a pair of scissors. There we go. Got the scissors. Okay, I'm going to get set up in my little comfy chair. I picked this up at a thrift store for $10. I love it. It's just it's in the design of the Dansk furniture style. You know, it's not Dansk furniture, but it's Swedish, make great furniture. So do the Finnish people. I kind of like that. I'm a Scandinavian, as you can see. Yeah. So hey, we're gonna go ahead and hook up this camera. Separate camera. Cool. Let me put it on pause for a second, and I'm going to go get my coffee. Okay, resuming. Hi. Okay, so we're looking at a cordless phone here, which I'm going to test to see where that's at. If there's a situation where we have to worry about that, which is possible. So I'm holding this up here, and I'm going to put this next to the screen. I'm going to put this in front of this. We're going to see if it boosts any signals here. Yeah, it's taking it up to 900, 3.2. Nothing like a cell phone, though. Now let me turn it on and see if there's a difference. Oh yeah, it spiked to 13. It kind of doubles in length, but nothing like 600 or 5,000 like the 5G is putting out. So this is pretty small compared to the cell phone. Very small. Okay, so let's get that camera in here. Bring it up. A little separate camera I'm going to add to the show. Okay, good. Whoa, what's that? That is a booster. That is what is called a Wi-Fi booster, and it is something that actually is given to you when you get your connection to your cable modem. They gave us one in the other room, and I have this from backup. And what it does is it boosts your signal. Well, let's take a look and see if there's any major changes here. Oh yeah, went right up to 105 when I got near it, 118, 287, wow. 476, and that's the top number right there. Now see, it's down back to normal, see that? Yeah. So we're seeing major spikes when we get near it. So what I'm going to do is create this Faraday cage to cover it. All right, so thanks for hanging out with me today. This is kind of a special I'm uploading to my YouTube channel. So some of you can actually check it out. Right. Screening material, aluminum, cheap, really cheap. So I'm going to cut a portion of this off, and we're just going to make kind of an assessment of how much we need around it. Okay, so if I fold it around like this, let me move this so you don't have to look at the copy. So I fold it around like that. And typically I only need about this much, this quadrant right here. So I'm just going to snip it away. I'm going to make a square piece. Super simple to do this, by the way. Don't be intimidated by some wire. Okay, I'm going to go straight up with it. Any scissors will do, really. It cuts pretty simple. Okay, that should be enough. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is take the sides and kind of crease around it an area like so. All right. Kind of pinch it in the middle there. Okay. All right. And then because it has to be the size of the unit, I'm going to just cut two pieces along this crease. So make your crease right there. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of get this thing visualized here. Okay, I should come in a little bit more on the crease. Give it a little bit more distance so it covers the whole thing. So we're reading like really high levels there on that unit. Really high levels. 600, but again, 5,000 for 5G. They were in London out there, a couple of activists, anti-EMF activists, I call them, were out there in London, and they measured 5,000 everywhere you went around the 5G systems. And the 5G system has a tower every 300 feet. So let's go ahead and Got to get the distance I need to cut on the sides. Just make a cut right there and right there. And I'll do a cut on this side too. So I'm going to make a complete Faraday cage around it. And the best way to connect these things is to use a stapler. So I'm going to fold this over like so. There you go. You can see it from both angles. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to fold this one over, this little leaf. Make sure it fits the area. Perfect. Yep. Then I'm going to take and fold the other sides over that and kind of press in on it. And the nice thing about aluminum, it will hold, whereas regular will not. Regular, the fabric stuff, it's like nylon, that will not, that won't do it. Nylon will not work, so it has to be aluminum wiring. And they sell a copper mesh too, actually. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We have copper mesh. Let me pull that up for you. Yeah, they sell this copper mesh that rolls out, same kind of thing, and that will work very well too. But copper is certainly an option. Okay, so let me pull that out, and okay. What I have here is a standard stapler. Very simple. You can get this. You probably have one in your house. Most people do. And just take this section right here. You got a nice little box for them. See that? And just staple it. Boom. And boom. And then we'll do the same on the other side. All right. Survey set. And the idea is to just simply create a box that's fairly uniform in size and looks, fairly much like a box. That's all this is. It has to cover all the sides. It could be a circle too. Okay, we got the jets coming. You can hear how loud they are inside my house. Soundproofing that drops the decibel levels about. That's weird. Yeah, I just got a flux in my radiation right off as the jet went over. I just saw a flux in my radiation a little bit. That's weird. Well, of course, they are running electromagnetic systems up there. It's part of the electronic defenses we have in the country. Okay, so here you have a pretty straight line there. See that? Pretty boxed out, and it should fit right over it. Boom. There you go. That's all you need. That's it. Now I'm gonna probably put a little piece of tape on that. So ironically, I've got a little piece of tape right off of that paper. I'm just gonna take a little masking tape here. I pulled that off the screen for the marking, and I'm just going to put it right at the bottom so you don't see it. So it's a little bit safe, a little bit out of the way. And the bottom kind of uses it as a resting point. You can put it on the top, it doesn't matter. Any kind of errant wire you see, you can cut off, kind of trim it up a little bit. And try to make that line straight so it conforms to the wall straight up. There you go. Looks good. All right. Put it right there. Now, somebody said, are you worried about your hand being near it? Yeah, I think I'll put it on the top too. And I'll put the price tag just so you know. I'll make it $1.39, but it's actually under $1. $1.39 a yard for this stuff, so that's pretty funny. Okay, I'll just put it right there, and we're almost ready. Scotch tape is more invisible, of course. Well, you get the idea. I think Scotch tape would work. I'm just going to put that on there temporarily. Because I just want a reading. Okay, so with that on there, well, things aren't working out with this tape. It's not doing that well. You could also put a little curl in this thing, like right here, and have it go over the piece, kind of like a ledge. Let's try that. There you go. That's even better. I'm going to trim this piece off right around here. There you go. Okay, so you're good. Just a little ledge will work. Ta-da. Okay, let's check the rating. We're going to go ahead and bring this up. Can't really see it too well with that contrast. I'll tell you what the reading is. We're at 0.002 at this distance. We're going closer to it. I'm still at 0.002. I'm up to 1.0, 1.5. The highest number is 2.7. Now you just saw it reading 600, or at least I did. It's down to 2.7. That's like a 99% reduction or 97% reduction. And this is true with all Faraday cages. Major reduction, 97%. Okay, I can't use my hands too much because then you'll think I'm lying. I don't want to do that. But yeah, 97% reduction in electromagnetic frequencies. So folks, you can't afford not to do this. There's no way that any of you can go through life without building these things. Now, they're perfect for smart meters as well. I have one on my smart meter, and what I did was I took a piece of copper wire and I grounded it all the way to a grounding wire. Yeah. Now, if you're in an apartment building and you're near a grid of these things, we're talking dangerous. Now, my smart meter, it sends out a signal, no problem, to my electrical company, and they get the bill to me, no problem. I've never had any changes after I put the meter on there. You see, the signal gets out through the wiring. The holes in the wiring will let the signal out, and the electric meter company will be able to receive that signal, no problem. So there's no real hazard by keeping a Faraday cage over these things. Now, with the 5G radiation system 20 times more powerful than our existing system, it raises major red flags, along with these smart meters being near our house, raises major red flags as to why our government has not done safety tests on these things. So if you're of the belief that you need to protect yourself at all times, common things to do, to review here, is build yourself a Faraday shield like I just did right here for all of your electronic equipment. That means your Wi-Fi transmitter in your house. I have one on there right now. It helps considerably. When I walk by it to go to do the show, I'm not endangering myself as much. And especially your cell phone, don't use it next to your head, use it at arm's length. These are very simple things that I think you can really use and put together in your own life to make them better. So as we move forward into 2021, starting January, we're going to be all very concerned about 5G radiation and these meters all around our house. Now, the fact that the government hasn't done a damn thing to warn us about this is all the more reason why you need to tell people about what I'm doing and how important it is to actually get me either on the ballot or write me in the upcoming election, because this write-in campaign is probably our only way out of the two-party dilemma we're in. Seriously. People are now inhibited going around getting votes because they've got COVID spacing and lockdowns going on. So I'm spreading the word on the internet, which is still the most viable way of getting this stuff to you and getting this information to you. So hang in there, everybody. We're going to be doing the cooking show every Thursday. It's a really fun show. You can come in. We get a lot of people in our chat room. And we have, tonight, we're going to be doing some Gorgonzola burgers. Yeah. Really great burgers with sweet potatoes and peas. It's going to be a great dinner. Actually, I think I might do Brussels sprouts today. So I've got boiling water, so I'm going to probably boil the water with Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, and Gorgonzola burgers. Really a healthy meal I make. And you know, the thing is, I make these things for under $8. And you can feed 3 to 6 people with the meals I make. And some of the meals, like my $1 breakfast, if you go into the youtube.com/David John Sponheim, you'll see that the $1 breakfast for a king was amazing. People love it. Yeah, for $1, I made breakfast for a king. So, yeah, my middle name is John, and you can certainly use that in the YouTube channel, finding me, youtube.com/David John Sponheim. Thank you for watching. We're heading into some tough times with this election controversy, and the planned rioting the Democrats are doing in the cities is crazy. There's really no justification for it, but hey, I have my opinions, you have yours. Let's keep sorting them out every night on our talk show, which is, by the way, the longest running regular talk show broadcast in world history. 12 years, over 35,000 hours of broadcasting I put in, not one single break. We did daily broadcasting, except we took Sundays off for many years, but now we're doing 7 days a week because that's how important politics is to all of us. All right, so that's it for me. Signing off. Take care, everybody.